my list, which is the distinguished representative of Uzbekistan. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I join the words of gratitude to His Excellency, Mr. Rao, for the warm hospitality and excellent organization of our meeting. We are pleased to note the growing dynamics of interaction between Uzbekistan and OSCE and its institution in all three dimensions. During the visit to our country this year of the Chairman in Office, Mr. Rao, the High Commissioner of National Minorities, Mr. Abdurrahmanov, and the OSCE Secretary General, Her Excellency Ms. Schmidt, and the meetings held at the highest level, the mutual readiness of the parties to further develop multifaceted cooperation between Uzbekistan and the OSCE for security and sustainable development of our country was highlighted. The goals and objectives of the new Uzbekistan development strategy for 2022-2026 adopted this year fully reflects the principles of the OSCE. The main idea of this important concept document is to ensure the consistency and continuity of our reforms. We intend to resolutely protect the human rights and dignity, ensure the openness of the media, the independence of the judiciary, and the rule of law, freedom of religion, and the fight corruption. We are determined to expand and deepen cooperation with the OSCE in these areas. We are going through the process of preparation for the most important political event in our modern history, the constitutional reform. The initiated process of constitutional reform is aimed at creating a solid legal basis for implementation of the long-term strategies. Many strategies for developing new Uzbekistan and ensuring the irreversibility of democratic reforms beginning in our country. The draft constitution has been submitted to public discussion and will be adopted by referendum. Dear friends, today a completely new atmosphere of mutual trust has been established in Central Asia. Many barriers have been removed, conditions for the free movement of citizens have been created, a favorable environment for the growth of mutual trade and investment, strengthening of regional interconnectivity, security, and sustainable social economic development has been created. Environmental issues, at the same time, remain of particular relevance in Central Asia. The pace of climate change in our region is twice the global average. We invite the OSCE to take an active part in the mitigation of the consequences of the environmental catastrophe of the RLC and the implementation of the social economic projects and programs in the RLC region. We invite our partners to first high-level forum on the RLC in Nukus next year. The EU Central Asia Connectivity Conference, which held on November 17-18 this year in Samarkand, had historical importance for ensuring the sustainable development of the countries of the region. It was emphasized that there is an opportunity for interaction between the EU and the OSCE in the implementation of project activities in the region. We highly appreciate the European Initiative European Team, where a number of projects are planned to be implemented in such key areas as the effective management of water and energy resources, overcoming environmental challenges, as well as strengthening the digital connectivity of Central Asian region. Ladies and gentlemen, the prospect for sustainable development and security of our region are inextricably linked with ensuring peace in Afghanistan. We consider it extremely important to prevent the isolation of Afghanistan. The International Conference on Afghanistan held on July this year in Tashkent demonstrated the interest of the world community in assisting the Afghan people in restoring peaceful life. In our opinion, the priority task of the international community should be preventing humanitarian catastrophe, restoring the economy, and integrating Afghanistan
Thank you. I will now pass the floor to the next speaker on the list, which